Hello viewers, you join us with the latest version of the Hyundai Creta, and here is everything you need to know about this new car. In terms of styling, a lot has changed with the new Creta, and opinions are going to be polarized on this one. You either like it or you don't like it. The biggest change is the front end. It has been reworked completely. New bumper, new headlight, new DRL, new grille, an entirely new face. On the sides, the wheels are new, but the rest of the profile remains the same. At the back, you get a similar full-length tail lamp and a reworked bumper. The new Creta runs on 17-inch wheels using Apollo rubber and a fresh new design. The best part about the new Creta is without doubt its interior. I am loving spending time in this car right now because above this space, the entire dashboard has been reworked. It goes very well in this two-tone paint scheme, and the screens, the digital cluster for the driver and the infotainment are now in one seamless panel that is embedded into the dashboard, giving the car a very upmarket and premium feel. On top of that, in terms of comfort, I have ventilated seats, very plush leatherette cushions, and on top of that, everything I touch and feel has a very good quality and a robustness to it. Now I'm going to walk you through some of the key features about the new Creta that I personally like, because to explain everything would just take too long. Right here we have the ventilated seats, which are a godsend in our tropical climates, and if you notice the steering wheel over here, you know that this car is now equipped with Level 2 ADAS. On the screen we have JioSaavn, which comes with a JioSaavn Pro subscription free for a year. And in the door and everywhere else, we have the Bose sound system. It was there in the previous car as well, so we know it works and it is amazing. Now you join me in the second row of the Creta, and over here, this seat has been set to my height, which is 6.1 feet. And as you can see, I have decent under-thigh support, enough knee room, and there are these nice cushions on the headrest, which make it easy to just sit back and lounge in the car. Furthermore, you also have rear AC vents and two charging ports, which are USB-C. The front gets dual zone climate control independent for the driver and the passenger. We don't have that here, but this is more than enough. One thing that the front row passengers do not get is the full benefit of the panoramic sunroof, which adds to the lounging experience at the rear. One of the things that make the Creta extremely popular in its segment is its practicality. And one of the aspects of its practicality is the luggage space. As you can see, there is enough room for 4 people's luggage in here, quite unchanged from the previous car, making this also extremely practical. For the powertrains, we have 3 options to choose from. There are the familiar 1.5 naturally aspirated petrol, 1.5 turbocharged diesel, and a new 1.5 turbo petrol. The naturally aspirated petrol can be had with a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed IVT. This is the diesel model, and it could be had with a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. Whereas the 1.5 turbo petrol is available only with the 7-speed DCT. So far, we have not experienced either of the petrol engines on the new Creta. What we have been driving is the 1.5 diesel engine for the past 2 days. We have tried the manual and the automatic. This particular engine makes 116 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. It may be interesting to note that the turbo petrol makes a whopping 160 horsepower and 253 Newton meters of peak torque. But enough of that, let's find out how this one runs. Viewers, you join me in the new Creta, and now it's time to understand exactly how it is to drive. Over the past 2 days, we have been driving the turbo diesel engine with both the 6-speed manual and the 6-speed automatic. The turbo diesel engine is not new to us, 116 horsepower, 250 Newton meters of torque, and it is a very refined unit for this segment. Inside the cabin also, it does not feel like I'm driving a diesel engine right now. The levels of refinement, noise, vibration, harshness, it's all up to the mark in terms of the segment. So it feels like I'm driving something that is reliable, and I enjoy driving it as well. Now moving on to the suspension and the brakes, not much has changed there. The car gets disc brakes all around, which makes for very confident braking. The more you can brake, the faster you can go is what I say, or rather faster you can go safely. On top of that, I'm very thankful that the ride quality on the Creta has remained unchanged. It was very good previously and it continues to be very good. Soaks up the bumps nicely and yet retains a feedback for the driver to enjoy a bit of driving when it comes to twisties and whatnot. Down here in the automatic car, we have the dial that allows you to choose between driving modes. There is Eco, Normal and Sport. Sport is obviously the most fun to be in, but Eco is not to be disregarded, because yesterday when I was driving through Jodhpur, I spent most of my time in Eco and the car was extremely enjoyable to drive. There was still enough torque to complete overtakes very quickly. Now, between the manual transmission and the automatic transmission, personally I prefer the automatic because this manual is not as enjoyable as the automatic. In summary, about the engine, what I would say is that it is not a particularly sporty drive, but it is a very powerful engine. You can do long distance on it, and right now with a full tank I'm getting more than 850 kilometers in terms of range. In the manual variant, I'm also seeing close to 19 kilometers per liter. That is extremely fuel efficient. The new engine in the Creta is the 1.5 turbo petrol, but unfortunately we haven't had a chance to drive it just now, so maybe we'll bring you a review a little later. The latest change, of course, are these buttons over here, which means that this car is now equipped with level 2 ADAS. On a highway like this, where the lane markings are clear and the infrastructure is good, it works faultlessly. I've tried the lane departure, radar-based cruising, and it all works without a fault. But in city conditions where such infrastructure is not available, it may be difficult to use these features. That being said, there is also a rear collision warning and avoidance system, which was very useful for me yesterday, because when I was reversing this car out of a parking lot in the airport, there was a motorcyclist who went by where I couldn't see him, and the car braked just in time to avoid a collision. So it's not all useless or dependent on infrastructure. Some of it is good in any case. A lot has changed with the new Creta. It looks all new, feels all new, but many things that we like about the old Creta has not changed, such as the drive experience, the ride and handling, and the safety has changed, yes, but for the better. And for what it is, it still retains everything that we liked about the previous car, and the new one has just taken it a step higher. The pricing for the new Creta starts from as low as Rs 10.99 lakh and goes all the way up to Rs 20.15 lakh ex-showroom. There it is, that's all you need to know about the new Creta. If there is something that we haven't covered, leave it in the comment section and we will get back to you promptly. This is Joshua Verghese signing off for Car.